My name is Matt Williams, and I am the Business Services Specialist here at the Addison Public Library. And today you are joining us for Library Resources for Job Seekers. Okay, so let's jump right in. So as I mentioned, my name is Matt Williams, and I'm the Business Services Specialist here at the Addison Public Library. Here's my contact information. We will also put that in the chat and in the Q&A portion towards the end of our presentation, but please feel free to reach out to me if I can be of any assistance towards your job search. So part one of our presentation, we're going to talk about library spaces and resources. So of course, when I talk about library resources, I have to start with getting your library card. So if you are in the Addison area and you are in our incorporated area of Addison, it is a part of your property taxes to get, or part of your property taxes is towards the library, which qualifies you for a library card. But the good news is all of our programs, all of our job seeker workshops are open to all. You do not need to live in Addison or have a library card to attend any of our job seeker programs, as well as our spaces. You are more than welcome to come in and use any of our spaces here. Databases is where your library card comes in handy. Our databases and resources, you'll have access to our databases from home, as well as full access to our e-resources with your Addison library card. But if you don't live in Addison, or don't have an Addison library card, that is still a-okay. You can just come to the library and use our databases for that. And here's just some additional information on how to get a library card. But we do have a lot of books and audiobooks and ebooks specific for jobs. We have books from becoming a real estate agent or becoming a neurosurgeon, CDL, test prep books, post office job books, any sort of job related book. We have a good portion of it, and if we don't, we are able to get it from one of our partner libraries or from interlibrary loan. So technology, we have computer and internet access here at the library. We do also have laptops that you can use here at the library. We have printing, copying, scanning, and faxing capabilities. In our Library of Things collection, we have a digital camera, video camera, hotspots, which are very popular for when it comes to those virtual interviews. You want to make sure that you have a strong internet connection. So maybe having an additional hotspot can help with that. But the best part of all is we have staff who know how to use all of these devices. So if I don't know how to use the device, I know one of my colleagues knows how to use the device. So we can definitely help you through all of that. So workspaces, the library has space and has space for everyone. So we do have study rooms. At the time of this webinar, our building is currently under construction and we do only have one study room available. But after our construction, we will have multiple study rooms available that you can use for any private studying that you have to do, just for a quiet space for a virtual interview, meeting room, all that kind of good stuff. We do also have silent areas, a sound studio, our computer lab, creative studio, and so much more. But what I want to spend the bulk of the time on is the one-on-one appointments that we offer for job seekers. So I can assist you with reviewing your resume, for filing for unemployment. I cannot fill out the unemployment claim for you, but I can help you through the website. And if we run into any issues, I know how to navigate toward or around those. I can help you research any jobs topic. So if you're wondering, like, oh, I'm moving to a different state and I need to know what the general salary is for this position, I can research that topic for you. If you want to learn how to use one of our databases, I can help you with that. I can also help you with individual instructions on like Excel or Zoom, or I mean, you know how to use Zoom because you're here today, but if you need more assistance on Zoom or some of the other features, we can help you with that. And I can do an appointment virtually or in person or over the telephone or even over email. And our programs. So I usually host 2 job seeker related programs per month. And if they are virtual, they are being recorded. So today's workshop is being recorded, and it will be posted to our YouTube channel once it's made available. And again, you don't need to live in Addison or have an Addison library card to register or attend any one of our programs. So here's where I'm going to go over the databases just very briefly, but also as a portion of this workshop, we are going to go actually dive into some of our databases that we have access to. But our databases can help you research a desired field within the Occupational Outlook Handbook. They can help sharpen your skills, or you can take a course through Udemy or LinkedIn Learning. We have a resume writing module and cover letter writing module through Learning Express. You can get free live help on interviewing, writing a resume, cover letter, your job search process through Brainfuse Job Now. And then you can get connected with career and education opportunities or career and education opportunities in the trades with Blue Career. So the next service that we offer is our new job toolkit. So if you've been here at the library, you may have seen these yellow folders lying around. They have a ton of information based on the whole job search process that can assist you wherever you're at in your job search. So one side of the folder goes over resources, and it will have programs and local services that can help you for free. And it will also have resources on top job search websites and pretty much any sort of resource that you're looking for. On the other side of the folder, it takes you through the whole job search process, from writing a cover letter to writing resumes, using different verbs, all of those great things. So we also have a job seeker newsletter that you can subscribe to. And with that, you can get information on upcoming programs, databases, future programs, new career focused books, news stories related to the job market, all of that great information. And you can sign up for that at addisonlibrary.org/email newsletters. Okay, so part 2 of the presentation, we quickly breezed through part 1, but part 2 of the presentation is going to be about online tools and referral sources that we have. So one of the main questions that I get a lot of the times is about career exploration. I meet with a lot of individuals who have been in one career for a large portion of their life, and they're looking to make a change, or they are looking to see what other industry they can move into based on the skills that they have. The good news is there is a lot of information out there that can help you with that. So these are just 3 online platforms that can help provide information about potential career paths for you. So one is Career One Stop, which is a website that helps you with career exploration, training, and the job search, which is run through the U.S. Department of Labor. The other is the Occupational Outlook Handbook, which can help you look at career growth rates, pay, and more. And then the last one is ONET Online, which is a website that can help you explore different occupations. I use these pretty much on the daily basis when I'm working with our patrons on their job search, and the information that they give is very high quality information and definitely leads people on the right path. I also work with a bunch of great, amazing referral sources here in DuPage County. So I always say, if we can't help you, we know someone that can. So I use resumes as a good example. I can review your resume, I can help you with word choice, but I can't write your resume for you. So I work with a lot of partner agencies that can help you with that. Um, so we can help you get started on your job search and provide you with lots of great information and resources. Um, and then one thing that I always recommend doing as well is shop around for a job coach. All of these agencies provide free job coaching. So whether you are in or you want to go with the People's Resource Center or WorkNet DuPage, which is our American Job Center, or use the Career Services department on the College of DuPage campus, or use the Goodwill Workforce Connection Center. You can shop around, use one of us, use multiple of us. We all work with one another. So I use kind of a baseball analogy when it comes to your job search process nowadays. And you're kind of building your own team. You're making your roster. You can work with me here at the library, the manager of the jobs program at PRC. You can work with WorkNet DuPage and Goodwill. We all will work together with you, but you're still the captain of the team. You're still the one that kind of directs how you want your job search to go. We work, as I mentioned, we work very closely with one another. We have meetings frequently, we email back and forth. So, but you are still the captain of the team, and you want to kind of make sure that your job search process is what you're looking for. All right, so let's go in and demo parts of our website. So we're going to go over how to access our job seeker services page. We're going to go over how to request an appointment. We're going to show you the online new job toolkit. So I showed you a picture of that yellow folder, but what I forgot to mention was we also have it all online. So I worked with our communications and marketing coordinator, and we got it on our new website once that launched back in November. And then we're also going to go over some online resources as well. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen real quick. So then I can share our website. Okay, so you should be seeing our website, which is just addisonlibrary.org. If you go under our services tab right here at the top, and you click on business and job seekers. And I always say you're at the right page when you see my face. So you can then click on the job seeker services page. And here is all of the information that we have for job seekers. So you can see here, if you want to request an appointment, you can click on this request an appointment form, which I will do, and then I will back up. And if you just click on jobs and career resources, and then you fill out all the necessary information, and then once you click submit, I get a direct email saying that I have an appointment request, and then I will reach out to you within 24 to 48 hours. Right. We also have a direct link to career books on our website, as well as if you're interested in a job at the library, you can just click on this page and it will take you directly to our jobs page at the library. Or if you're interested in jobs at the Village of Addison, this will take you to their jobs page. Under resume resources, we have some additional resume services for you, whether it's a resume builder or resume.com or using JobScan. JobScan is a great website that will kind of mimic what an applicant tracking system does. And nowadays, when you apply for a job, it most likely will go through an applicant tracking system, which is just a computer software that looks at your resume and your cover letter and any other document that you submit and scans it for keywords and matches it to keywords in the job description. And we say that you need a 50 to 80% match or keyword match for your application to be seen by an actual human being. So JobScan can kind of help you mimic that. You'll upload any document that you're going to submit, and you'll upload the job description for the job that you would want to run or apply for, and it will run that test for you. And then it will give you feedback on how you can improve your resume and your cover letter to get a higher percentage match. We also have some job search websites. So if you are a more experienced worker and you are looking for your next career move, or you are recently laid off and you don't know where to go, AARP has a lot of great resources, as well as a list of companies that have made a commitment to hire an age diverse workforce. So a big issue in the hiring process is the potential for age discrimination. So going to AARP, you don't have to worry about that as much, because there is employers that have committed to hiring a more experienced workforce. But there's also Indeed and Glassdoor and USA Jobs. Another one that I want to point out is Illinois Job Link, which if you've ever filed for unemployment in the state of Illinois, you are required to upload a resume to Illinois Job Link, but you don't need to be on unemployment to use Illinois Job Link. So it's a great job board for the state of Illinois. I just got an email this morning that there are over 65,000 jobs on that job board right now. So it's a great resource. Any state position or any company that has a contract with the state is required to post their job on Illinois Job Link. So you know that it's going to be a high quality job, and it's not necessarily a job scam that could pop up on Indeed or Career Builder or any of those sites. Here's where you can access the online version of the new job toolkit. And as you can see, there's documents for acing your interview, action verbs. And if you click on this view more, it will take you to every document that we have, including resume templates, which we have resume templates in both English and Spanish that you can use. And then lastly is just direct links to our, I call them our big three referral sources. So the Goodwill Workforce Connection Center, the People's Resource Center, and WorkNet DuPage. Great. So let's jump in and go through some of our databases real quick so I can show you how they operate. So let's go back to our main library page. And then under resources, you can click on job and career. And then this will show you all of our jobs and career related databases. So here's Blue Career, which I mentioned earlier. There's BrainFuse Help Now, but we're gonna go through BrainFuse Job Now, which we'll start with that. So when you're here at the library, you don't need a library card to access any of these databases. If you're at home, when you click on this view resource option, your first prompt will be to put in your library card number and your PIN number. Okay. So I really like BrainFuse Job Now because it kind of acts as a virtual job coach when I'm typically not at the library. So you can see here in this light blue banner that virtual job coaches are available every day from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. So you can hop on this database at any time, but if you want to chat with an expert, so this first option in all three categories, that will only be available from 3 to 10 p.m. Those resume templates that I mentioned that were a part of the new job toolkit came from this resume templates tab here. One thing I want to highlight under resumes is this resume lab. So you can submit your resume or your cover letter or pretty much any other document that you typically will submit for a job application. And one of their resume experts will review it within 24 hours. So it's just another opportunity to get some feedback on your resume. And then another thing that I want to point out in this database is these career assessments as well as this e-parachute. So um, I mentioned one of the main questions I get is for career transitions, how people can transition from one career to another. The other question that I get most of all is um, how or what position can I move into next? Or I don't know what I want to do. What what am I qualified for? So these career assessments and this e-parachute can help you determine that. They're just personality assessments. And I really suggest this e-parachute. It's based off of the book, What Color is Your Parachute, if you've ever heard of that. And highly recommend that book. Um, but this is kind of the online version. So you'll take this personality test and it will give you results on college majors and career paths that you can take. Now, even if you are an individual who is not going back to college for any reason or doesn't want to do that, I still recommend looking at those college majors because then that will give you specific industries that you can look for that will match your interest. So the next database that I want to go over with you is Gale Courses, which is a great database for as an online learning module. So if you are looking to upskill in any sort of, say you are looking to upskill in Microsoft Office, you can go on to Gale Courses, and there are a bunch of learning modules that you can use. Now, this or a Gale course is a little bit different than like a Udemy or LinkedIn Learning because Gale Courses provides an instructor to lead these courses. So if you prefer to start on a certain date for your course and then have an instructor there to be able to ask questions and get responses from that, have that more personal connection, I usually recommend Gale courses over Udemy or LinkedIn Learning, which are more self-paced modules. And then one thing that I always like to point out too is that if you do start a class here, but you don't finish it, that's a-okay. You can always come back and start again at the next class start date. And then one of the last databases that I will show is Udemy. Oops. So Udemy, how it's different from Gale courses is these are more self-paced modules, as I mentioned. So there is a okay, here we go. So there is a large selection of topics that are typically covered in Udemy, and it can be from Microsoft Excel to cybersecurity to data science, even leadership and training. When I was a hiring manager, I used Udemy a lot for staff training and staff development. There is a lot on soft skill development here in this database, which soft skills are those skills that are harder for employers to train. So it's your interpersonal skills, your communication, your ability your time management, your ability to arrive on time, those types of skills that employers need and are looking for, but are harder to train over using a computer software or something along those lines. So you can search for anything here. So a big topic that has been coming up lately has been AI and generative AI. So I will just use that as an example. And you can see just in this first one. So generative AI for beginners. Here's a 3.5-hour course with 27 lectures on it. Or if you want to go more in depth, here's a learning module for 54 total hours and 208 lectures. in here, and it covers all levels, so from beginner to advanced. So there's a lot on here. So I highly recommend with any of these databases that you want to try out to sign in and test them out. Just make sure. Let me jump into I mentioned the Occupational Outlook Handbook a couple of times. So let me jump in and I'll show you kind of how that looks as well. So as I mentioned, the Occupational Outlook Handbook is run by the Department of Labor, and you can kind of search any position. So I'm going to use librarians as an example. And under librarians and library media specialists, you can see right off the bat the median pay in the United States for a librarian, the typical education that's required, any previous work experience if it's needed, on the job training if there is any, the number of jobs in 2024, and how the outlook will be. So how many jobs we will need in the next 10 years in this industry. And so there's a lot of information on that. So you can click in and see, okay, so let's click on pay. So it'll give you kind of some other related industries, the median pay for that. So lots of information out here. It'll give you even the low end and the high end. So the lowest 10% of librarians make around $40,000, while the highest percent make over $100,000. We can look at state and area data, so you can go in and see how it looks in a specific state that you are located in or that you may want to be moving to. But I also like looking at this similar occupations tab. So it will go through and show you additional career paths that might be of interest or that you might be qualified for with your skills. So I'm gonna, okay, so we went over the website and how to access the job seeker services page, as well as the request an appointment. We saw our online job toolkit, and then we looked at some online resources. We went into some databases that we have that you have access to with your library card from home, or you can come and visit us at the library. So I'm gonna open the floor up to questions. If there are any questions, I see that I have one in the Q&A, so I'm going to take a look at that. Okay, great question. So the question that I have in the Q&A is about remote work and remote work options. Though remote work is still out there, and a lot of companies do remote work. Hybrid work seems to be more and more common nowadays, rather than 5 years ago, when everyone was working from home, pretty much. You can use the general job search sites like LinkedIn or Indeed, which it looks like from the question, looks like you are doing that. And they do have a remote work option. And you can just search remote or use that as your search filter. Again, hybrid work, you might get more results if you use hybrid as the search term rather than just fully remote. If that's something that works with you. I know a lot of times it may not work for individuals. They need a fully remote job. So it kind of just depends on what your situation is when it comes to the search terms. But if you use Illinois Job Link, there's also a filter on the side for just fully remote work. So remote work options are still out there. And yeah, they are highly coveted jobs and highly competitive jobs as well, because everyone still wants to work remotely. But they are out there. It does not look like any more questions are coming through. So like I said, please feel free to reach out to me if a question comes up later today and you just want a quick answer. I'm more than happy to answer it. But thank you all for joining us today, and we will see you at our next workshop. Have a great rest of your day.